Apricot maple syrup is actually one of my daughter's favorite syrup. She loves putting this on waffles and pancakes. I don't think she's done on anything else, maybe German pancakes, but with the mixture of maple and apricot in this, it just tastes delicious on all of your breakfast items that you would eat syrup on. I begin by washing my apricots to remove any potential residue from sprays. I then cut them in half and remove their pit. And now I'll place them in my blender. I need 4 cups of pureed apricots. So I'll blend it on high until it's nice and smooth because I want this to be a syrup. So it kind of makes sense, right? After I puree it, that's when I check for how much is in there. Right now it's 3 cups, so I'll have to cut some more apricots and add them to it until I get to the 4-cup mark. Now that it's smoothly pureed, I'll add it to my large pot. Whenever I use the blender with canning, I always use a silicone spatula because there's so much fruit that can get stuck to the sides. Now I'll add 1/4 cup of water, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, 1/2 teaspoon of butter, and 1/4 cup of corn syrup, 4 cups of sugar, and 1/2 teaspoon of maple extract. As an optional step, you can also add 1/4 teaspoon of butter flavoring. I'm going to place this on the stove and bring it to a boil and then cook it to my desired thickness. I'll then fill up my pint-sized jars to 1/4 inch of headspace, which is the space from the top of the food to the top of the jar. This is so pretty. It always reminds me of like caramel or something. And it smells good, that maple in there. I'll then use a clean damp cloth to wipe off the rim of my jars. This is just so that if any of the syrup got on the edge, that it won't interfere with the seal. And then I'll place my lids and rings on until they're fingertip tight. These are superb canning lids, and I've been affiliating with them because I love their products so much. It actually has this super squishy blue seal that does such a good job adhering to my jars. And it has a anti-corrosion coating on it, which is super important for me because I keep my stuff in my root cellar, and so it's a little more humid down there. I have a link as well as a 20% off coupon code in my description below. Now I'll place these in my boiling water bath, submerged underneath 1 to 2 inches of water, and I will process them for 15 minutes. If I'm at sea level, I'm at 1,200 feet, so I'll go for 20. But I won't start my timer until after it starts to boil. Now that the processing time is done, I'll remove the lid, turn off the heat, and let it cool for 5 minutes. I'll place my jars on a heat-resistant surface about 1 to 2 inches apart so that they can cool quickly. I'll allow them to sit there for 24 hours so that they can get a good seal. I can tell that they have a good seal if the center of the lid has depressed down. If it has, I remove the ring and wash the outside with hot soapy water and then store it in a cool, dry, dark location like my pantry and use it in the next 1 to 3 years. If for some reason I have one that didn't seal, I would place it in the refrigerator and use it right away. Oh, it's so great. So you get that apricot flavor, and then of course behind it is the maple. Super good. I bet this would be really good on vanilla ice cream with some roasted pecans. That would be lovely.